Day 3 of the impeachment trial of President Trump will soon get underway. In the Senate, Democrats will continue making their case for removing him from office while the White House gears up for its own opening statements.
Earlier, we spoke to CBSN political contributor and Democratic strategist Linda Tran about the House manager's plan for convicting and removing President Trump. And now we want to bring in Republican strategist Joseph Pinion for a closer look at the GOP and the White House's plan to counter the Democrats. All right, Joseph, thanks for joining us.
Always good to be here.
How do Republicans feel about how the House managers are doing so far?
Well, look, I think most Republicans will say that this has been said by Democrats time and time again. No new information is being presented. We're literally showing clips of hearings that many Americans did not watch, had no interest in. And I think that ultimately they still have not substantiated that they've been able to place, the proverbial smoking gun in the hand of President Trump to say that he specifically directed individuals to act on his behalf.
But Joseph, as you know, the Democrats did present a heap of evidence to bolster their case. Leading up to their opening arguments, the Republican counsel, the president's counsel, seemed to attack what a lot of Republicans have done leading up to this moment, attack the process, attack the Democrats, say it's all about politics, say that they want to relitigate the 2016 election. I'm wondering, do Republican senators want to hear the president's lawyers actually counter the evidence and the videotape and the tweets and the transcript, all the things that the Democrats put forth and that the American people saw? Do they want the lawyers to actually specifically address those issues and those claims?
I think that the president certainly wants people to put on a case. I mean, I've made the argument that the best thing Republicans can do is to allow Democrats to go as long as they want to go, and then simply, wave their hands and say, what else you need to know? We rest. They're under no obligation to put on a case. The onus is on Democrats to prove emphatically, beyond a reasonable doubt, that the president of the United States committed high crimes and misdemeanors.
But if the Republicans do not seek to address the evidence put forth by the Democrats, and they just attack the process, they attack Adam Schiff, they attack Nancy Pelosi, they attack the Democratic Party. If you are an American, let's say you're an independent and you're watching this, is that a good look?
Well, look, I think I would say that Democrats have actually done a terrible job. I remarked the other day that I really don't know what the strategy is for Democrats. This is the one time you're going to have a compelling argument to make to persuadable independents, to persuadable Republicans, and you're basically making arguments that only resonate with people that thought President Trump needed to be removed from office before he took the oath of office. So from that perspective, I think, again, if the goal is to say, how do you capture hearts and minds and get them to see that the evidence points to the conclusion you want them to reach, I think Democrats really are going down the wrong line.
So, Vlad mentioned that up until this point, what we've been hearing from Republicans is a criticism of the process. But that's not what they're doing now. What it appears to me, and you can clarify, is what they're saying is these are not impeachable offenses, that nothing illegal happened. But even if something illegal happened, it's not an impeachable offense.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we've been at this for, a few months now, having these conversations. And I think, again, it's already been conceded by the White House that, yes, aid was withheld in exchange for a White House visit. But again, by that standard, you could have impeached a whole lot of presidents. Let's just remember that every president of my lifetime has been accused of abuse of power. What Democrats are trying to say is that the impeachable offense that they are harping on is that aid was withheld in exchange for dirt, and specifically to Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. And what Republicans are saying is that that is your claim, but you haven't proved it. My goddaughter is sitting here saying that we know he did it. And respectfully, we know he did it is not a legal argument. That is not the threshold for which you can remove a duly elected president from the United States of America.
When we spoke to Linda Tran earlier, one of the things that she said was that she felt that argument was disingenuous, and also the argument that this is all stuff we've seen before already, because, the White House won't let any new information be in play here. When the president stands up there at Davos and says, oh, we have all the documents, they don't even have them. It suggests that there is something else that we would all like to see.
Again, if Democrats insist on making the inference to a criminal process, then it's not in the interest of the Republicans to give them any evidence. I would submit that it is in the interest of the process, in the interest of truth. But having said that, this is a political process, and so again, Democrats made a strategic decision that they were not going to avail themselves of the court process. They could have gone and submitted subpoenas. They did did subpoena Bolton, then they withdrew that subpoena. So if they wanted this evidence, we've been going about this, going all the way back to the first volume and the second volume of the Mueller report. If they truly wanted to compel testimony, they have had ample time to go to the courts. They've had ample opportunity to try to get that expedited. They chose not to. And now in the 11th hour, when they failed their midterm with Bob Mueller, when they've bombed their group project in the House, they now want to appeal to the American public to say, let us have an open book final, because we really have not proven our case and we're in danger of failing the 2020 election process altogether.
So as a Republican, would you want to see Hunter Biden testifying before the Senate? And if that is true, would you like to see John Bolton testify?
I mean, me personally, I think it's beneath the Senate to be dragging Hunter Biden down there. I think at the end of the day, it really has no bearing on what people are gathered there to talk about, which is really, did the President of the United States, is Donald J. Trump unsuitable for office? And I think, again, it lends itself to the accusations that Democrats and the aspersions that they cast at the party as a whole, saying that the Republicans are not interested in the truth. They're interested in making this a circus. I think bringing Hunter Biden down there confirms that. And so, again, as I said at the beginning of this, I think it would be in the interest of Republicans to say, Democrats want to talk about this for 3 weeks, let them talk about it for 3 weeks. Let them have, Elizabeth Warren here on the Senate floor while people are caucusing in Iowa. Let them have, Amy Klobuchar sitting here trying to basically, say that this president should be removed from office when Democrats desperately need to win in places like Wisconsin and Florida if they have any chance of beating President Trump, and in places where the polling data suggests that the swing voters are not in favor of impeachment.
All right, Joseph Pinion, always great to have you. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you so much.